What is happening, guys? It's Jew. Come back with some more comic book reviews. We are back with Review It with Jew. Yes, comic books. We're going to be doing some more trailer reactions in the future. Video reactions and other stuff as well. Lately, I've been kind of focused more getting back into my comic books focused. And yes, I'm going to do a video a week at the moment. For a while, I was doing like 3 to 4 as far as comic book goes. It's better to just accumulate everything in one because I was just doing a whole bunch of stuff last year. But let's get into this Transformers issue 6, Image Skybound, written by Daniel Warren Johnson. This is continuation of the new series that started in October with the Energon Universe, which involves Void Rivals, Cobra Commander, Duke. There's some more G.I. Joes joining the Energon Universe as well, such as Scarlet. There's some other ones, I think. Destro. I think there's some books coming out later this year that's going to be joining, but right now the focus is Void Rivals, Transformers, Duke, and Cobra Commander. And I've always been intrigued or interested in seeing how all of it ends up being combined, although we have seen some cameos in Cobra Commander for as far as Megatron, and then in Void Rivals it was Jetfire, and then in Duke I believe it was Starscream, but it was like short. It wasn't short-lived. But anyways, this is issue 6 of Transformers. Issue 6 of Transformers. I thought it was about the end of this one. I'm not sure how many issues is going to be in this volume. Maybe it just goes on, and then it just decides to take a break and then start again, like Void Rivals did, because it went to 6 and then it stopped for a few months and came back with issue 7. This one is just continuing off whatever happened to Witwicky, the son, and his dad Sparky, dealing with, and gosh, I can't think of the girl's name. The girl that was with the son. Anyways, there's a fight between Devastator and Optimus and the Autobots that gets a little out of hand, and things get a little ugly and edgy, and it almost looks like it is almost the demise of our leader. Anyhow, there's a sacrifice made in this book. I don't want to tell too much. That's going to be made to help out one another. There is a war going on that is breaking out that is very crazy. It is getting very brutal. It is getting very destructive. A lot of destruction going on, as most Transformers does, especially in the movies, as you see whole cities get destroyed. I don't know how they rebuilt them cities after they fight and knock down buildings and so on and so on. But this is basically, the series has been about a fight for Energon. They've been fighting for this Energon, get energies, because some of them want to get back to Cybertron, want to get back to the planet that they have completely lost, and between the Decepticons and the Autobots, and they have ran into the squishies, the little squishies, what are the humans with what Starscream calls them. This is actually, I'd say Transformers has been okay. I'm just going to give you a 100%. I'm a big time Transformers fan. It's been okay. I have not been extremely entertained with the Transformers book, or series that is, of Volume 3 of Skybound through Image Comics so far. I've been okay with that. I think I've actually been more surprised with Duke and Cobra Commander versus I would think I'd be more enjoying the Transformers. I'm not enjoying it. It's just not bringing that fire that I was hoping for when I initially saw that it was coming soon to Skybound and Image Comics. So this is issue 6, and I think it's doing pretty well, and it does say to be continued, so there will be an issue 7 coming out April 10th. I'm not sure what happens there. I think maybe it's the final source of the Energon energy that they're trying to get. I'm not sure what happens there because there's so much that went down in this particular issue, so I'm not sure what happens in issue 7. I can't predict that far, but yes, Transformers issue 6 Skybound in the Energon Universe. Can't complain. Can't complain. It's not the greatest, but it's good enough. All right, so getting to more Skybound, this is issue 7 of Void Rivals. Void Rivals stopped at issue 6 for maybe about 2 months. I want to say in January, maybe was the last one. And then we took a break in February. Then we came back with Void Rivals issue 7. This one was a bit dry. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a bit dry. It kind of gave you slightest of a backstory of what's going on with the two different humanoid species that has ran into each other, obviously in issue 1, and how all of this has started. But it kind of goes into detail of what they're going through now. The two that had to escape from captivity of imprisonment due to betrayal of their own people, and one was manipulated and tricked to try to save their own ass, and then all of a sudden one got locked up. The girl felt bad that she got the guy locked up, that they actually helped each other get off of a crashing planet, which is they ran into Jetfire. They probably should have asked for a ride. I'm not sure what happened there. They had to work to get a ship working, and they were going to go their separate ways, and there was a change of plans, a betrayal, but then one felt bad and decided to get the one that was locked up and about to be punished for something that they were involved in. So now they're both on the run because, and there was some betrayal. It turns out that there is some relativity between the two groups because of the main leader is the father or dad or grandpa. I can't exactly remember which one it is. I'm just going to glance at this because I can't remember. I don't have it in my head exactly what these humanoids are called. They have different names for each other, but it did mention it in these books. Zertonians. Zertonian is one of them, but they're rivals. So that's why they call them Void Rivals as a book. So I'll say this one was a little bit dry. There was not a lot going on. It was more of a slightest backstory to what is actually happening right now. They're just basically on the run. They're trying to survive the storm while they're out on the go in the middle of the desert of the planet. There's a lot of things they have to survive in order to get there. So once again, I'm actually totally interested to see how Void Rivals has anything to do with it. We saw in issue 1 how Transformers is in the same universe, but it doesn't really show nothing after they ran into Jetfire. It looked like they was on the moon or something. I don't know what planet that was. So it leaves that intrigued. It leaves me intrigued to have some strong interest of when do y'all run back into the Transformers? Where does Duke and Cobra Commander come in at? Where does all this even land? But that is the probably main reason that I'm keeping up with all the books, because I need to see where this ends up. I want to see where it ends up. And don't get me wrong, I'm interested in all of them, but there's some books that you'll read and you'll say, you know what, I'll stay away from this one. I'll focus on this one. I have to focus on all of them because there's going to be some point. There's going to be a book. They say it's an Energon Universe. They're going to clash. So, yeah, Void Rivals and Transformers. Next week is Duke. No, I think it's Cobra Commander issue 3 next week, and then the week after that, I think it's issue 4 of Duke. So we'll be continuing week after week after week. So the way they got them coming out, they're coming after one another. So pretty cool.